I just thought for the longest time that education is broken. And I grew up in the city. I grew up going to public schools, and I'm so excited that for the first time in my lifetime, in 30 years, that's how old I am, there's a huge strike and there's action.
Awesome.
And you're wearing a Superman cape, and I'm looking for people to talk to.
Yes, that's right. Well, first of all, let me clarify that. Education is not broken. What is broken is the systemic practices of LAUSD. Education, we are doing everything to move forward our children, our students, trying to set an equal platform so that all of us can be able to teach and have students succeed.
You're an elementary school teacher.
Yes.
What are your demands?
Simple. Give us a nurse, give us a psychologist, reduce the amount of students per classroom, and 6% raise.
And do you think that today's negotiations will be successful? And do you think the strike is going to be over pretty soon?
I don't know if today is the day, but it will happen. All of this you see around is who we are. And one way or another, things are going to change.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And what school are you representing here?
Dolores Huerta Elementary.
All right. Shout out to Dolores Elementary.
That's
Thank
right.
you so much.
Presente.
Thank you.
Well, let's see, which question I'm going to start with. What's the struggle?
What's the struggle?
Okay, so I go into class, I'm supposed to be teaching science, over 35 kids. Half of them have serious behavioral problems. And I'm supposed to have a lab with chemicals?
Yeah.
No, not happening. Okay, I'm not putting my credentials on.
What school are you in?
At Bret Harte. And they even sent me a thing, want to know if I wanted to do dissections, have the kids do dissections. I said, you must be crazy if you think I'm going to put a sharp instrument in their hands. Okay, not happening. Okay. I buy all the supplies. So we did do a rocket launch, but I bought all what we needed, like baking soda, vinegar, all that kind of stuff. It wasn't cheap, but you buy a lot. I have 5 classes to do, okay? And any other labs we have, most of the times I buy all the supplies. I buy all the paper every year. I'm not the only teacher that does this. I thought that I was spending a lot of money. There was a teacher on Facebook talking about him and his wife, both are teachers, and they're spending $67,000 a year. I said, no way. I can't believe it. But the district then is saving themselves money by putting on the supplies onto the teacher. So that's like an extra tax on us. So then they think we don't need a raise, and housing is going up. I have moved all the way up to Santa Clarita, an hour and a half drive to work, an hour and a half drive home, because it was the cheapest place I could find. And I don't have a second, so this is me. It's it. Some people do have 2 salaries, a husband. I don't. So that means everything I spend, I've decided if that's going to come out of food, is it going to come out of gas? I mean, what's it going to come out of?
So what are you hoping for as a resolution? I know there's more meetings today with UTLA and the district.
I'm really hoping that not only will we get the pay raise, we'll get a nurse at the school every day. We have a nurse 1 day a week, she shows up.
Is it really that important to have nurses at school every day?
Well, let's put it this way. We have kids who have diabetes. What if they have a problem and there's no nurse there? Don't look at me.
Yeah.
Okay? What if we have a kid that falls down and seriously injures themselves? I mean, they do some stupid stuff. How many people are going to handle a serious injury like that? They have to wait for emergency, ER to get there. I don't know, but I think a few parents would be very upset if they have to be in that situation.
And then school counselors, they seem like they're so massively overwhelmed.
Yeah, they are. Our school counselors have about 600 kids to each. That's way too many. And that's just the school counselor. So they're just doing the scheduling and stuff. But what the kids at our school really need are psychological counselors. I mean, what kind of psychological problem does a kid have if they're homeless?
Yeah.
Okay, if they're in foster care, you don't know if they're getting beat up. We had one girl last year who another kid in foster care came in the classroom and started beating on her. I mean, this is crazy. spend it later on the prison system, and your taxes will go up.
Let me set you on my